Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and this story came out a few days ago. I had not covered it, and the only reason I really haven't covered it is because I've really been doing a lot of stuff with the finders, reading into those documents, trying to get a grasp on what I've read before I go over the pages individually, as we actually do dump through all 300 plus pages that are out there. But in case you didn't know, the person, the John Doe, in fact, that was accusing Kevin Spacey of more sexual misconduct, well, he died really suspiciously not too long ago. And because of that, the case against Spacey has been dropped. This is a really short article, but let's just get into this. And then the other things that have happened around Kevin Spacey recently that it just seems like the rich and powerful somehow find a way out of things, huh? Especially in Hollywood and Washington, D.C. It's just odd. Kevin Spacey will not be charged with sexual assault after the man who accused him died unexpectedly. The decision was announced by the L.A. County District Attorney's Office this week. The accuser was an anonymous masseuse who claimed Spacey forced him to touch his genitals during a session at the Oscar winner's home in Malibu, California in October 2016. A spokesperson for the DA said the sexual assault allegations cannot be proven without participation of the victim. Thus, the case was declined. So, just to go over a few things. Remember that time that actor Anthony Rapp, the guy that was in that new reboot of Star Trek, announced that Kevin Spacey tried to sexually assault him when he was 14 in a hotel room while plying him with alcohol? Remember that? Now, BuzzFeed, at least they put 14 in the headline. Most others whitewashed the entire situation and made it a coming out party for Kevin Spacey. There are a few people out there, to their credit in the mainstream, I believe on Comedy Central, that said, hey, this is not cool. You don't come out as gay when you're an accused pedophile. Let's get it straight. And that should have been every single headline, but instead there was this PR promo to spin the idea that trying to sexually assault a 14-year-old boy lets you come out as gay because you haven't before. All right, and let's not forget that Bryan Singer and Kevin Spacey have worked hand in hand, probably on their biggest breakouts, what really got them to the super level A-list of success that came after The Usual Suspects. And why are you seeing Ian McKellen there? Well, the bottom line is, if you haven't seen An Open Secret, or you have people that are on the fence on this issue, right? They don't understand how depraved this all is and how Hollywood protects the sexual predators of children. Okay, that you don't understand that? That's why An Open Secret is so important. It breaks that bridge. It just demolishes it. I should say it builds the bridge to sanity, but it breaks that bridge of your mental capacity to see, I like movies, I like TV. These people must be good people. No, a lot of them are big-time child predators. So it builds a bridge to reality. It breaks that bridge of illusion. Now, there you see, and they work together again on Superman. That's where I actually became aware of Bryan Singer and his abuse, but you can check out An Open Secret. Now, you see Ian McKellen in there because on Apt Pupil, Brad Renfro, who was a teenage boy, no, not an 18-year-old boy, a teenage boy on that set, and Bryan Singer allegedly was rolling around in that studio arm in arm with him saying, this is my boyfriend. Now, Ian McKellen never said anything then when he was being the star of Apt Pupil, right? And Ian McKellen is an open homosexual. But now, he has to apologize for Singer and Spacey, acting like he didn't know what a terrible person either one of them was. And I'm just going to quote him because, I don't want to put any words into McKellen's mouth, but I think you'd be very naive to believe that Ian McKellen was not aware of what was going on with both of those men. When it comes to the abuse by people in positions of power, the correct response is clear. The accusers must be heard, and the accused given the opportunity to clear their names. If The accusations prove credible. The abuser's access to power should be removed. Very political statement, doesn't directly talk about the allegations of anybody and kind of whitewashes the issue of both Singer, where there's just an abundance of evidence. It's more than credibility. What happens? These people end up getting bought off, or they end up dying, and the cases are dropped. Hence, what just happened. Now, remember, in July, there was another accuser. It's not like Spacey's a one and done, or, there's plenty of people. What is Google's critical error? Jeez, I don't know why it went to that visible capital. I hope I don't have the malware. Let's hope I don't have the malware. Oh, is that going to crash it out? We're not even going to be able to go back to the articles? Man, I'm going to have to reboot this whole system. That stinks. Sorry you had to see that live, folks. But yeah, it's not even the only one. So this one was dropped in July. And what I was going to bring up was his weird holiday message as Frank Underwood. Think about how much Kevin Spacey actually enjoyed playing the character of a sociopathic politician, a murderer, a multiple murderer. He murdered several people on that show directly, only to get into the highest level of power in the United States. However, there's a lot of really good stuff involving, the parapolitics aspects that goes on later, even the Bohemian Grove. But, the opening scene is a dialogue of him in the audience as he murders a dog. And if you know anything about serial killers and sociopaths, they start with animals in most of those cases, right? Once they get the taste of that, they move on to human beings. And make no mistake about it, he is an absolute 100% sociopath. That's what this guy is. He treats people as objects. He's coming on to 14-year-old boys in hotel rooms that he's plying with alcohol. And then once he's called out on that, he says that he's, homosexual. Actually, really a bisexual. He says he's loved women and men. And, I'm not doubting that. But unfortunately, that's not the issue. It's that you're sexually assaulting people, and some of those people seem to be children. And now that this case is done and the other case is done, right, you got to ask yourself, will everything just kind of, end for Spacey? Like I don't think so. I think this guy thinks he's going to make a comeback. When you saw that creepy video, for instance, I think that he believes that it's comeback town, that he's going to be able to make that jump back, okay? And we can't allow that to happen. This guy shouldn't be allowed on social media. Even Harvey Weinstein, who runs in that clique, right? That same clique. Yeah, he's probably going to get away with what he's done. He's probably not going to do jail time, but he can't even go out to a club, with women around him, right? Pretty women around him, just doing the things that he used to do without at least getting, called out, which is great. We got a super chat. Conscious Johnson, Jorge or Nate, thank you for everything you do. I got Nate. If you don't know, today is the UFC. I was thinking about maybe even live streaming a live stream as it goes on. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I think Fitch might do that. I might be watching both. But here's the deal. I hate the idea of the BMF belt. It should never be defended. This isn't WWE style wrestling. I think it's kind of obnoxious they even built that belt. And, it's not quite the conversation I wanted to have about Kevin Spacey, but I am excited about tonight's card. If you're not even a UFC fan, go check out the prelims, man. Corey Anderson versus Johnny Walker may be the best fight of the night, and it's for free. So a little free advertising for UFC. That being said, once again, let's reiterate it. Very convenient for Kevin Spacey. The criminal charges have now been dropped, that the masseuse died unexpectedly, and that he was able to get the civil case thrown out in July. And there's been no investigation into whether or not there are other credible pedophilia accusations against Kevin Spacey. Just saying. Guys, I do this 3 to 7 times a day. Please thumbs this video up. Subscribe if you're new to the Burmese Brigade. I also have a GoFundMe. We just started the GoFundMe. The link is in the description below. Normally, I show you this stuff, but it looks like it's time to reboot the computer because things are popping up and I don't like it. I don't know what kind of malware I have, but we got to get rid of it. That being said, I absolutely love you guys. It is never about left or right, conservative or liberal. It's always about right and wrong, and I'm always going to call that out with your help. Thumbs it up, share it with others, join the Burmist Brigade. I love you, and I will see you all on the flip side.